Hi, hello my fellow Americans. Thank you for being here today. I would like to address a few things this morning. I want to make sure that when you leave this room, you know who I am and the values I have to reflect throughout my campaign and the presidency. I'm not a man of big words without action. With my leadership, we will see our country excel both economically and politically. Even if my views differ from some others, I promise to bring integrity to politics. My team and I are more than just talkers, we are doers. When I was a boy, I was surrounded by violence and gang activity. Although it is easy to get trapped by such a cycle, the love I get from my family and our strong values help me to avoid peer pressure. Today, as I stand, I see the same values that drive me to work hard in all of you, and I don't want that to change. Rather, I want that drive that Americans have to flourish. Class boundaries should not prevent children from succeeding. Thus, I will implement policies to ensure that all children living in poverty will have both full-day preschool and kindergarten opportunities in order to provide a foundation for any child to succeed. I also want to give families in poverty the option of Medicaid and assisted housing payment. Every family has a right to quality health care, and under my leadership, 100% of prescription drug costs will be covered for those covered by Medicaid, ensuring that no drugs will be withheld simply because a family cannot afford them. There will be limits to this welfare program. We want to encourage families to achieve financial independence. Illegal immigration policy must be altered before it leads us to our determinant. We spend between $30,000 to $40,000 per illegal immigrant caught in America instead of investigating on giant fences and border guards. I propose that we provide a full process for all immigrants to become citizens that does not require tedious memorization of American history. With a simpler path to citizenship, immigrants will be encouraged to enter our nation legally and less money will have to be spent securing our borders. During my presidency, the use of handguns will be banned. The Second Amendment may provide for the right to bear arms, but it was written during the time when a single bullet of a handgun could not pierce through one's skull. I grew up in an area where children got their first handgun at 13. Our culture continues to normalize violence with guns. A violent society in which mass shootings are frequent. This is unacceptable. I am also an advocate for crime rehab. I aim to take first-time offenders and rehab them rather than throwing them into a jail expecting them to get better in a small room. The death penalty must be abolished along with this. No person's life should be taken for any crime, even if they are not civil enough to value human life. We should not sink to their level through another murder. The preservation of all young lives is essential domestically and throughout the world. If we are too aggressive as a nation, we end up spending that money that we don't have to. Instead of us interfering with world police force, we should invest our energy, resources, and trust into the most powerful peacekeeping groups in the world. The UN, through the United Nations, we enable a more peaceful self in the world. Lastly, I would like to address the future of our nation, our environment. We must set the precedent now that it is our responsibility to protect our earth. I was walking over near the Eno the other day, and I realized the extent to which the beauty in our world is threatened. The preservation of our environment is one of my greatest goals as a president. Tax incentives will be given to all who reduce their emissions through the various forms of alternative energy. This could be as simple as a family installing a solar panel or as complex as a company installing a wind field to power their offices.
Right on time.
We will invest in furthering green research as well because more efficient energy is the key to a cleaner environment. Our government needs to cut our subsidies to oil companies. However, as the $180 billion we spend each year to assist them could be redirected in the direction of alternative fuels. Our earth is our home, and whether or not we realize it is in danger. We are the example for the let me just is our home, and whether or not we realize it, it is in danger. We are an example for the rest of the world, and yet other countries surpass us on environmental protection. There is no better time to change our ways and protect the great world we live in. I am Chris Powers, and I will bring only honest policies to our country. We are all hard workers, and the policies you will see under my leadership will be the ones that help make things a little easier. Under my leadership, healthcare will no longer be a privilege, it will be a right. Safety will no longer be for those who can afford it, but for everyone. Opportunities will no longer be exclusive to the rich, and our country will transcend barriers and set a new standard for equal opportunities. We will begin to be peaceful in our foreign affairs and develop diplomatic relations. Under my leadership, we will sleep soundly knowing we have preserved our environment for generations to come. I'm Chris Powers, and rather than pitching unfulfilled policies to you, I will bring integrity to political fun. I hope to have you vote for the 2013